Hi guys, it's Robin, and I'm back with a processing video using the March Scraptastic kit and a picture of my daughter Shelby and two little ones that she babysits across the street. And I just think it's so cute, and I had to scrapbook it. They are 9 and 4, and the 4-year-old is just like, for some reason I can't get this to focus. There we go. The 4-year-old is a little spitfire, and she reminds me of Shelby when Shelby was that little, so Shelby gets a kick out of her. And I'm so excited with this layout, guys, because I'm finally going to use that pink lollipop that came in the kit, and those dreaded, I'm sorry, but dreaded craft cutout pieces that are the kites and the clouds and stuff. When I saw those, I was like, what am I going to do with these? So I pulled out some fun papers from the kit, and I pulled some baker's twine from my stash that I got at Michael's, I believe, and I just start creating. And I'm really actually very pleased with how it turned out, and I just love that I used some of these pieces that I didn't know what I was going to do with. So Rachel babysat for this family. Okay, let me start all over. There was a family shortly after we moved here that lived across the street in a newer housing development. And they were looking for someone to babysit their two boys. And somehow Rachel's name came up, and so they interviewed her, and the boys adored her, and they loved Rachel, but they were military and they moved. Well, the family moving in was also military. They were renting out their house, so the people that were looking at it had two girls and asked if they knew of any trustworthy people that babysat. And so, again, Rachel's name came up. And Shelby would help Rachel out if Rachel couldn't babysit, like if she was working her other job or had something else going on. And then, of course, when Rachel went away to college, Shelby picked up that job. And they like to run, and the husband and wife, and they do a lot together. So most weekends, you know, the kids are over at my house with Shelby because they like to come over and see the dogs and hang out in Shelby's room. For some reason, they think that's pretty cool. And Shelby will take them to the park. That's where she was taking them this particular weekend. She stayed the whole weekend at their house, and she was taking them to the park, and Lily, the little one, did not want to smile, and Shelby's like, smile, and Nina's smiling. She's 9, and Nina's smiling, but Lily just was having no part of that, and I just thought it was the cutest picture ever. And Shelby sent it to me. I'm like, I'm scrapbooking this. I'm sorry. I think of these girls like my nieces, and I spoil them a little bit when they come over. I probably give them some treats. Their parents are very health conscious, and yeah, it's kind of like an auntie's prerogative thing. And no, I know the parents, I get along well with them, so it's all good. But I sent her the picture of this layout when it was done, and she's like, that's so cute. I can't believe you scrapbooked my kids. And I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, I love them. They're cute, fun. And the things that come out of their mouth, the 9-year-old has a larger vocabulary than I do. And the 4-year-old, they're both just smart as whips, but the things that come out of that 4-year-old's mouth, she is hilarious. She could be a handful, but she's hilarious. And I just crack up constantly. So I don't mind when they come over. And Shelby will send Rachel pictures, and Rachel's like, I miss them. But anyway, I'll be scrapbooking them quite a bit this week because there's some really cute pictures that Shelby had got, and I want to, you know, you don't forget kids you babysat. I can still remember kids I babysat, and I still think of them as those ages, which I'm sure now they have families of their own, but every weekend growing up, I had a babysitting job. A lot of times it was people from church or younger military couples that, I don't know, my parents are like me. They talk to everybody, and they'd be like, oh, do you know anybody that babysits or babysitting? And they're like, yeah, my kids. So I babysat a lot, but that's okay because that's how I bought what I needed. Bought my own clothes and shoes, and I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken. That was my first ever paid job besides babysitting, and I worked at a drugstore as a cashier and worked at an oil refining company where my dad worked. They had a program for kids, the kids of employees there during the summer, and I made a ton of money there, but I spent every bit of it. Didn't listen to my father, but anyway, good memories, good memories. But I decided to use this polka dot paper as my background, and it just turned out really, really cute. And I'm just using a lot of these other patterns on the layout together, and normally I think it would be busy, but I broke them up with solid pieces of cardstock, and the solid colors, there's not a lot of them showing, but it's enough to break up the patterns. And I actually they actually went wonky here a little bit on accident, so I decided to keep them wonky. And that's how I put them down on top of each other. And I just went ahead and inked up all my edges on everything and outlined, so I could save you that detail. But I decided to pull out some craft paper here because I knew I was going to be using these craft pieces, these die cuts or whatever you want to call them. I decided to use the clouds, so I think there's only 3 clouds. I used them all. I pulled out that Polaroid picture frame, and I pulled out the smaller kite and the hot air balloon. And at first I thought I would use one or the other. There's not a kite in the picture or a hot air balloon, but they're kids, and I just put on things on this page that kids like. And I think it just turned out really, really cute. Oh, and I pulled out that flare that said blah, 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 because sometimes that's how Lily acts. She's like, yeah, whatever. And you talk to her and she acts like she doesn't hear you. So I thought that flare was absolutely appropriate. Here I'm just going to mess around with placement a little bit. And I'm going to use this pink frame that I have tried to use on a few layouts. And finally, I just put it on this page. And that little banner that says this, I said, I've tried to incorporate these 2 things in at least 3 different layouts, so I'm just using them. Enough is enough. I'm so excited that I'm using up this kit really well. This is my first kit I bought through Scraptastic, well, pretty much through any, and I really am loving this. Years and years ago, I ordered, I want to say it was through Paper Wishes. They had like this quote unquote kit, but everything was, all the embellishments were on cardstock, and I thought it was the neatest thing at first, and then I thought the papers were kind of cheesy, and I actually ran across a couple, and I'm like, oh wow, I did use this stuff. But I really love the embellishments and things that we get in this kit, and I think I would really like to try the hip kit as well. I really like what I've been seeing with that. So I thought maybe if there's a month where Scraptastic doesn't, make me completely excited, I would try that month with the hip kit, and we'll see. That center cloud I put up on Pop Dot, or Pop, my tape runner, and I do the same thing with the kite, but the hot air balloon ends up staying down there, and I just leave it flush with the page. I'm just going back and forth. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but they stayed like that eventually. And that hot air balloon I let hang off the page a little bit to kind of show movement, and I guess I could have done that with the kite as well. I just thought of that. This frame I debated about cutting it up or what I was going to do with it, but I decided to leave it whole and just kind of use it like that, I think. And I put the picture on my 3D tape as well. And for some reason I pull it down and make that kind of wonky. And then I'm using some of this ephemera from Elle Studio that came in the March kit, and this one is called Love This Photo. It doesn't say love, it has a heart. And I love the photo, so I just thought it was super cute. And I also use something that says capture this moment, I think, or we'll see it in a minute, I'll show. This page went together fairly quickly, and I was pretty excited about it. I did like that orange diagonal stripe. That one says snap. That one says, I guess we'll have to wait and see what it says. I don't have it in front of me because I'm upstairs. That yellow one says say cheese because she was trying to get her to smile. And oh, that tall thin strip on that cloud says weekend photo. And since all kids love candy, or most kids do, I know these kids do, they don't get it very often, I decided to finally use that lollipop, and I think it turned out adorable, and I'm very glad I did it. I guess I probably should have put more yellow on this page, but there were some yellow polka dots in the background, and you know what? I don't think I used mists on this page. Wow, that's a miracle. It's coming together nicely. I tried to use that camera, but it wasn't going, and I thought I would look through these Amy Tan stickers. And then the title I picked, Smile, ... or not, because she was not. So the smile is pink, and it has tiny white polka dots, and I got that from Michaels. And then the or is from October Afternoon Daily Flash that I bought through Paper Issues. And then the knot came off of a sticker sheet I think I got through Paper Issues. So I just really liked how this page turned out, and I used, because there was a red heart on where it says love this photo, I took out the red hearts that were in the Scraptastic kit, and I put, because there was a heart up there on the cloud that was white, so I covered it with the red heart, and then there was a white heart on that Polaroid photo frame that I covered up with the red heart. So I have 3 red hearts, and used them from the kit. So I was so happy to use things from this kit. It's being killed quite well. And I decided to go around all of the letters, that yellow especially, because it was just getting lost on the page. I don't even think I added extra sequins, just those 3 enamel hearts. Do I do any journaling? I think I do a little bit. Here I decided to use some twine, and I just kind of tie a knot here on this photo frame, and then I do a little bit on the kite. I think that looks whimsical and fun. I have to pull it up though, because I had that foam tape got in my way. I couldn't thread it through, so I lifted it just enough. And this one I think I tie in a bow. And if I had tiny little bows, I think it would have been cute to add to the tail of that kite, but I didn't do that. I just left it as is. I thought it was really cute, and it's a pink and white striped twine, baker's twine. Here we go with close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the page. It turned out really cute. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Thanks for watching so much, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.